everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Christina and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my realistic makeup collection. So many of you guys might know if you follow me on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, my link is always down below. But last week my mom was visiting, and anytime I have someone visit me, especially family members or friends who really aren't into makeup as much as I am, I'm always overwhelmed by the amount of times they tell me, "Wow, you have so much makeup." So that kind of inspired this video today. I know a lot of other people have done this as well, so it's definitely not a new idea by any means, but I do find it quite fascinating to kind of be introspective and think, what would my makeup collection realistically be if I wasn't a YouTuber, if YouTube wasn't as prevalent as it is, and it kind of reverted me back to my roots a little bit. Now, before I jump into what I think my realistic makeup collection would be, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button because I do upload every single day, Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard, and I don't want you guys to miss out on any of my videos if these are interesting to you. And I'm just gonna hop into it. I'm ready to jump into this and explain why I think it would be this way. So I have my little makeup case right here. This we actually got in a Boxy Luxe, I think the March Boxy Luxe or the December Boxy Luxe, I think March. We got this little bag, and I think realistically this is probably the size I would have. When I was in college, I basically had a pretty small makeup collection. YouTube was a thing starting when I went to college, so freshman year in college, Michelle Phan was getting big, but she hadn't even blown up yet. It wasn't until like 2012, I think, is when the makeup boom started. So from like 2008 to about 2015 for me, I was pretty basic when it came to makeup, and so I kind of tried to think of how I reacted to makeup then and my outlook on it. So for the most part, I feel like I was pretty minimal in makeup, mainly just because I didn't understand it. And so I think, thinking about it now with YouTube and all the information we have, I think I would have had a little bit more basic knowledge. But I think if I wasn't really into it, I would still be pretty minimal with everything. So I filled my little bag with goodies, and we're gonna go through it starting from the order I apply it on my face, and I will explain everything. So the first thing that people typically think when they think of your makeup routine is a primer. I never used a primer back in the day. I mean, primers really weren't a thing in the early 2000s, and it wasn't until about 2011, 2012 where I started hearing influencers use the word primer. So honestly, I don't even think, with the influx of information I've had from YouTube, I don't think if I wasn't a YouTuber, I don't think I would ever use a primer. Honestly, I'm not even wearing a primer today. So that just goes to show, when it comes to doing my makeup on like basic days, today's a pretty basic day, I want to go plant shopping. Sorry to my husband again. It's gonna be a jungle in this apartment when he gets back from deployment, and I need to make like a Target run today, so I didn't really want to do like full-blown makeup. Now, I do think primers are important now for certain things. I think they do really help with makeup application, but if I'm being realistic and how I think I would be otherwise, I don't think I would have a primer. So I put in my SPF because I have always been a diehard SPF person. You can ask the girls I used to work with in college. I wore SPF all year. It's very important. I'm gonna be very serious with you right now. If you are not wearing an SPF at this moment, go put one on. This is my facial SPF. I use the CeraVe Ultralight Moisturizing Lotion with sunscreen. This one doesn't break me out at all. I've had issues with facial SPFs clogging my pores before and just causing really bad like whiteheads and stuff on my cheeks because I have very large pores in this area. This one doesn't break me out, so I really like this one. It is a SPF of 30, so that is strong enough to go outside. I think I would just use an SPF because I do that anyways. That's what I did today, and it works out really well for me. So as far as face products, I tried to think of what I was like in the later years of college and like right after college, and I have always kind of been the same. I think YouTube influenced me a little bit to where I would buy more foundations and I would buy more heavy foundations, but now that I've kind of grasped a better like understanding of makeup and how I feel about it, I think I've reverted back to my natural way of wanting my skin to look. And you guys know my foundation routine is basically, I like my skin to look like my skin. I like it to look like flawless and dewy because I do have dry skin now. I used to have oily skin when I was in college and like high school, but as I've gotten older and as I've gotten better with my skincare, my skin is really more normal to dry. I lean more dry right now because I'm in a drier climate. But for the most part, I just like my skin to look like my skin. So I think if I was to like pare down my makeup collection into something realistic, I think this is all I would have. Now I do have two products here. I just wanted to grab these two for a baseline because I think even still, I think I would have gone cruelty free. You guys know I'm slowly converting my entire collection cruelty free. So this BB cream isn't technically cruelty free, so I don't think I would have this particular one. But there are a number of other BB creams that I've tried that I really, really like. CoverGirl is now cruelty free, and they actually have, I think it's the matte BB cream or the clean BB cream, something like that. I used that a long time ago and it's really, really good. So I would just, you know, change this out for the CoverGirl one, but a BB cream is probably all I would have. I don't like the way foundations feel, and if I'm doing like a basic makeup situation, I don't think I would have anything too extreme or extravagant as a foundation. I think I would be the person that if I needed a foundation, like if I had a special event coming up, I would just go buy one. But I think as far as like what would be in my collection all the time, it would be a BB cream or a tinted moisturizer. So this is the COSRX Make Me Lovely cream. This is a tinted moisturizer. It's very, very light. It has a lot of good skincare benefits in it. And basically this is what I was using in college. I would use like mineral makeup, I would use tinted moisturizers, and I would use BB creams. And I don't think that would really change much because I just enjoy how it feels on the skin. This is a really, really nice tinted moisturizer. It just looks really good. Now again, I don't have bad acne anymore. In high school, I used to wear foundation because I had acne, but I've realized the less I wear, the better my skin got, and the older I've gotten, it's gotten better as well. So I don't think I would reach for more than a tinted moisturizer. I'm just wearing this BB cream on my skin right now. I have my SPF and a BB cream on. That's it. That's all I'm wearing. And I think it just makes my skin look good and flawless. And I think that's what I would aim for. I don't think I would be tempted because of YouTube to buy heavy foundations if I really wasn't into makeup. I like foundations. I like trying them. But I think if I'm being realistic about who I would be in the realm of me not liking makeup as much as I like it, this would be all I would wear. This would be it. That's it. So as far as concealer, I don't honestly remember wearing concealer very much until after YouTube. Because like I said, I really didn't have that bad of skin and I didn't really understand how to use concealer. I remember when green concealers first came out, I had a roommate in college, she had one and she let me use it and I could not blend that sucker. I would go out in public and it would look like I had Shrek skin popping out through my skin because I didn't know how to blend, I didn't know how to cover anything. So I thought all concealers were like that. I thought all concealers looked cakey and gross on the skin and I really didn't understand them. So I put a concealer in here, but I almost am on the fence that I wouldn't even own one. I don't suffer with dark circles and I don't really break out that much, and I feel like if you cake a concealer on like I used to, it's always gonna look bad. So I think I would always be in the understanding that I didn't know how to use a concealer, so I didn't really want to put one in. But if there was an occasion where I thought I would need a concealer, I figured I'd probably go drugstore, and I put in the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer for this because I feel like it's easily accessible, it's affordable. I wouldn't want to spend a lot of money on a concealer because I feel like I never really understood the concept of it. And if I'm really curating a small collection to a realistic collection, I think knowing myself, I would never want to have a concealer in my collection because I just wouldn't see what the point of it was. So I did put this one in, but I don't even know if I would actually be the type of person to have a concealer if I'm thinking how I would be realistically without my makeup obsession. I'd put this in, but I bet this would be like a special occasion only situation, or like I just broke out really bad and I'm about to go on a first date or something. I'm like creating a completely altered persona for myself with this entire video. Even my altered persona would still like coffee though, I'll tell you that much. This is like the weirdest introspective process ever. So what's after concealer? Technically I would say powder. I didn't even use powder when I had oily skin because I didn't like it. I still don't really use powder, so there's actually no powder in my realistic collection at all. Like facial powder. There's nothing in here because I don't like it. I'm not wearing a powder today. So I don't think I would have powder. Realistically, I don't think I would ever be tempted to buy a powder. I think I would probably have tried one because of YouTube, but I don't think I would want to keep a powder in my collection because I just don't like them. So then the next thing would be like bronzer or contour. I don't think I would use contour. I honestly don't use contour very often in real life right now. I use it mainly for special events and every now and again for filming because I think it looks good on camera. For every day like this, I wouldn't use use one, I would just use a bronzer. So I do have my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which I think would be one thing that would have been influenced from YouTube, but it's still drugstore, it's still really, really good, and I think this would definitely be one I would purchase and realistically keep in my collection. This is my second pan of the butter bronzer. I've gone through a good many of these. I love this, still my favorite. I just think overall this is a really good product. They have now expanded the shade range, which I think is amazing. So they've definitely done really well with this. I still think this is a solid bronzer, and I think this would definitely be something I would have even if I really wasn't into YouTube makeup very much. Along the same vein, I don't think I would stray very far when it came to my highlight. Again, I don't think I would really splurge on a lot of high-end makeup. Again, after being around my mom, I realized that I really do spend a lot of money on makeup. I've been a lot better this year so far, but overall, I don't think like normal people really want to spend the amount of money on makeup like we do, like us YouTubers do, like us makeup lovers do. So I don't think I would stray far for my highlight. I think I would just go with the Physicians Formula Butter highlight, which I do really like. As you guys know, I have hit pan on this like a long time ago. This is just an easy product. It's pretty affordable, but it is Physicians Formula, so I feel like the quality is a little higher. The products are nice. Overall, I just think I would go with this, and I honestly don't even know if I would wear highlight very often. I here lately haven't been wearing it as much because I've been using such like dewy BB creams and like shimmery blushes, so I haven't been using highlight very much. So this would probably be like a special occasion thing. I wouldn't wear it too often. I feel like highlight is kind of phasing out a little bit. It might just be me, but I just haven't been wearing it as much. So I think that's all I would have. I don't think I'd be crazy and have like more than one or anything like that. I think I would just stick to that. And that kind of segues into the blush. Now this is definitely a blush that I think I would use instead of a highlight, and that is the Wet n Wild Don't Flutter Yourself blush. No one is surprised. I love this, but this was a limited edition item, so I don't know if me being realistic, I would have ever picked this up otherwise, but something along this idea of a Wet n Wild blush that has shimmer to it, that is really, really pretty. I think shimmery blushes would be what I would gravitate towards and wear all the time. And honestly, before I really got into makeup, I only owned one blush. I wore it every day, so I only put one blush in here because I'd probably just wear the same one over and over and over again until it eventually ran out, which would probably still take 2-3 years to hit pan on one blush. So I only put one blush in here because I think realistically I would only have one pretty shimmery blush and I'd be happy with it. For eyebrows, this actually took me a long time to think of what I would use for my brows, and I remember in early college I had such a hard time finding brow products that didn't pull red on my skin. I still have the issue sometimes. I have bits of auburn undertones to my hair, like when I go out in the sun you can see it a little bit, but overall I'm a pretty cool tone person. So a lot of the things that have a warmer undertone just look really odd on me, and I remember early college I would sometimes not even do my brows because a lot of the brow pencils that were on the market in the early 2000s and the early like 2010s just were very warm, very red. Luckily they've gotten better, so I think I would have learned, and I would have definitely gone with the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I don't think I would have done a pomade realistically. I think those are a bit more advanced. I think those are a bit more advanced in technique and skill level, so I don't think I would ever really go pomade if I wasn't into makeup in the way that I am now. So I definitely think I would have gone with either a powder or a pencil, and I think pencil would be more my jam just because it's a little faster, a little cleaner. And the Anastasia Brow Wiz is very good. This one is in the color Soft Brown. I think this would be the one I would go for. And it's just good. It has a spoolie on it. It's a good formula. It is a little bit more expensive, and I think this would be the one item I would splurge on because, like I said, I had such a hard time with brow products back in early college that I think I would eventually splurge on the Anastasia because I feel like so many people talk about Anastasia as a whole. And I think this would be the one thing that I would be like, yeah, let me buy high-end, I'm fancy. That's what would happen. And then as far as eye products, I was trying to think like palette-wise what I had in early college and realistically what I knew about when I was in college. I never had anything above a quad or a trio, so I was trying to think, I was like, well, if it was now, like if it was right now and I really wasn't into makeup, what do I think I would gravitate towards? And I really think I would have gravitated towards the Milani Bold Obsessions. It's a neutral palette, it's drugstore, it's affordable, and I think I would look at this and be like, yeah, I can do something with that. I don't think I would ever stray outside of doing like 3 colors on my lid and that's it. I think I would be very basic. I think when my mom was here, she only wore like 2 shadows on her lids and it was so quick, and I'm over here like trying to blend 6 shadows altogether. Realistically, I think this would be exactly something I would go for. I don't think I would ever splurge high-end. I think maybe for Christmas every like 2 years, I'd be like, oh, maybe I'll get a high-end palette. But I think as far as like an everyday thing, something I would sensibly buy as a realistic makeup consumer, it would definitely be something like this rather than like a Natasha Denona palette. I don't think I would ever, I don't even know if I will realistically ever in my makeup loving life buy a Natasha Denona. Too expensive. We're actually nearing the end of what I have in my makeup bag. Now, I remember in college, whenever I would run out of eyeliner, it was like the end of the world. As you can see, I winged my liner for you guys today because this is how I used to do my makeup in college. It was winged liner all the time, every day. So I had to put in, this is the Beauty For Real eyeliner. We got this in BoxyCharm, and I actually really like this eyeliner. It's the eyeliner I'm using right now, but it's like super waterproof, and I don't even think it advertised as being waterproof. I'm not sure, maybe it did. It does say 24/7 liquid liner. I have incredibly watery eyes, and this actually stays on, so this is something that was in BoxyCharm that I'm really happy with. But something like this, just in general, something like this, because I don't think I would realistically ever have BoxyCharm if I wasn't into makeup. But basically just a basic liquid eyeliner. This is like a felt tip pen eyeliner. I'd probably use something similar to that. I just find those pretty easy, but something waterproof, something very black, and that's it. That's all I would use. But I would have to have an eyeliner in this bag. There are only 3 more items in this bag. It's crazy to me that if I didn't have all of this makeup like set up over here and like over here in this corner, I would realistically only have one little bag. Like, that's crazy to me. It's so weird to think how YouTube has seriously morphed our perception of makeup collections and like what makeup to keep on your person at all times. So for mascara, I put in this one. I don't think I would actually have this one. This is the IT Cosmetics Superhero. I basically just wanted to put a mascara in here to show that I would only have one. I now have like 6 mascaras in my collections, but I would always make sure to have one. And realistically, I feel like it would still be the Maybelline Great Lash. I just feel like I would still keep buying that. It's affordable. It works all right. I don't think I would really want to go outside of anything. I don't think I would ever be invested in my lashes. I would just want something on them because I have blonde eyelashes. So I just put a mascara in here because I would always have a mascara, but I don't think I would ever really be fussy about what mascara I used. And then we're down to the last 2 items. So back in the day, I only have one lipstick. I'm actually wearing the lipstick right now that is in my in this bag in front of me, and it's the NYX matte lipstick in Natural. I'm panning it, so it's like a nub right now. Hopefully we'll be finishing this up, but I got this lipstick in college. I think this will realistically be something I would gravitate towards. I would only have one lipstick. I'm being completely honest. If it wasn't a special occasion, I wouldn't wear lipstick. I would just wear a lip balm. So I think I would probably be a 1 lipstick person. How crazy is that? Yeah, I think I would only be a 1 lipstick kind of girl, and it would be a natural color, something that looks like my actual lip color. And I think that'd be it, because otherwise I think in college I always wore like lip balms. I really wasn't into lipsticks because I was also unfortunate in the sense that full lips weren't trendy and like lip fillers weren't really advertised the way they are now. So I didn't like bringing emphasis to my mouth. So if that shift never happened, I would probably not even own a lipstick because I didn't like wearing it because I didn't want attention on my mouth. But because that shift did happen, I think I would at least own one. And I might own like a red liquid lipstick. I feel like I'd be a sassy, saucy person. Again, this is like an alter ego personality that I'm creating right now of someone who like isn't into makeup. Realistic and everything, but if it was a special occasion, I would want like a red liquid lipstick. But otherwise, I would just have the one. And then this last item is one I thought about, and I wasn't sure if I would be the type of person that would have this, but I think I would, because I think I would still watch that Taylor, and I would definitely still want to buy the Catrice Prime and Fine, because again, I like dewy skin. I like my skin to look nice and healthy and just like dewy beautifulness. So I think that Taylor would have still convinced me to buy this guy, and I would have this one setting spray. I don't think I would ever splurge on like the Urban Decay All Nighter. I only did that because I was getting into makeup and I wanted to try something fancy. But I think I would have been convinced to buy something drugstore and affordable because of YouTube. So I think still this fits in my realistic makeup bag. And it's so crazy, like it's not even that full in there. Like I would still, like if I was using this bag to pack to go somewhere, I'd be like, oh, I have plenty of room, let me just pack in some more stuff. But I can create a whole look with this and like be fine and survive. It's just so crazy to think, again, how much YouTube has really changed the way we look at what makeup we own, and to think that I could get plenty of looks out of just this one bag and I would be fine, I would survive, is crazy, because now I look at all the stuff I own now and I feel very blessed and privileged to own everything that I do. And to think that if I wasn't into makeup, I would probably just have something like this. And this is normal. Like, this is what normal people do. I'm on the crazy realm because my mom came and she had a bag this size and that's all she had, and that's all she needed. So guys, that is the end of this video. I know it was a really like talky video and kind of weird introspective for me, but I just wanted to share with you guys what I thought my realistic makeup collection would look like if I had one, like if I didn't get into makeup, what it would be like, and how it would be if I was a normal person. That was the entire video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button before you leave, and hopefully that means I see all of you guys in my next video. Bye!